Welcome again. It is Monday, 7:30 Central Time. The best part of listening. We have been looking at what it takes to be a great listener and how we have to listen at a different level. That listening is a skill, it's not a gift. Nobody has the gift of listening. It's a skill, and we can all get better at it. And we're looking at listening past just for me so that I can tell you what I think is important, and then listening for you so that I actually hear the words you're saying, but listening to your heart, what's actually going on the inside, what you are actually trying to say. And so the best part of listening is the ability to give good feedback. Here's what I heard you say. Is this what you're trying to communicate? Because until you have feedback, you don't actually know if the people you are talking to have heard what you're actually trying to say. Um, because words create pictures, many people walk away from a conversation with the wrong picture. I do this everywhere and it works most of the time. Some people have been raised with a filter that they understand what I'm saying better than others. But if I say, because people know me, I'm a big time hunter. If I say I missed a deer last year because my cap got wet, and I ask you, what picture did you see? You would tell me what you saw, right? Because words create pictures. If I say I saw a dog on the way to church today, you wouldn't see the letters DOG, you see an actual dog. And so when I told you I missed a deer because my cap got wet, what did you see? Most of the time, women look at me like a calf at a new gate. And in the last 43 years of doing this, I've had two women tell me they thought I said I missed a deer because my cat, CAT, got wet. That will create a ludicrous picture. But even if they try to tell me the picture they saw, most of the time it was raining and the hat you were wearing was dripping in your eyes and you missed the deer because you couldn't see it really well. Great picture, completely wrong, but a great picture. When I shoot a muzzleloader, the muzzleloader, when you pull the hammer back on a muzzleloader, exposes what they call a nipple. On that nipple, they put a cap. When those caps get wet, it won't send a spark into the chamber to ignite the powder so the gun won't fire. So I missed a deer because my cap on my muzzleloader got wet. But the problem is, everything you hear is filtered through what you know, and the problem with what you know is you don't know everything. So if you've never heard about a muzzle loader and the cap on a muzzle loader, there is no way you could have seen that picture. The problem is we have those kind of words all over the place. There are lots of things where you can say one word, but it has several different meanings. And so if I say I tore my hood, well, is it my hood on my jacket? Is it my hood on my vehicle? Is it my welding hood? Is it the hood on my car? What you hear is filtered through what you already know. And so the best part about being a great listener is that you have the ability to feed back what you heard them say and then affirm or deny, yes, that's what I was trying to say. Now, I think we ought to have feedback all the time because we misunderstand one another a whole lot more than we actually know. But because we don't have feedback, we get aggravated because we thought we understood what they were saying, but we didn't. And what I have found in 43 plus years of doing this is that you can say blue and your partner will hear green, or you can say red and your partner will hear pink because of what it's filtered through. And without feedback, you actually don't know that. And so you say some words and you think you're communicating, but without good feedback, you don't know the picture people have painted. And so if I would have told that story, but then not told you about the cap on my muzzleloader getting wet, you'd have thought you understood what I was saying, but you wouldn't have. You would have the wrong picture. And so the best part of listening well is that you have a decent picture. And even if you don't, if you tell them back what you heard, then they can say, no, 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 you misunderstood. Here's what I'm trying to say. And you can't even answer what people are saying to you until you first understand what they're actually saying. So you really need to listen well, to be fully engaged in the conversation so that you hear what it is people are trying to say. And then you can tell them back, this is what I heard you say. And this happens all the time. And I don't remember if I said it last week or not, but words actually have, different emotional content. And so you mean the word to be a compliment, they hear the word as a cut or a dig, and you don't even know it. So they get upset and you can't even figure out why, but it's because the word you used created a different feeling in them than you would have wanted them to feel. I think we ought to have feedback all the time, but especially when you get the look. Now, I don't know what the look is from your wife or from your husband, but you know it. That look that says, I'm angry or I'm shutting down or whatever that look is, you know it when you see it. My wife and I can be driving in the car and I will say something. This has happened many times over the 40 plus years we've been married, 43 to be exact. And when I'm talking and all of a sudden the wall comes up between us, and I know right then, whoa, whoa, whoa. So I'll stop and I'll say, wait, wait. It's obvious you heard something I didn't intend for you to hear. What did you hear me say? And then she will tell me, and it's like, that's not what I said. Well, that's what I heard. I know, but that's not what I said. And then I'll have to, so here, let me say it again a different way. And then I'll say it again a different way so that she can understand what I was really trying to say. What I have found is she, like me, and many others, when we come into a new relationship, we bring all the baggage from the old relationships into it. And so something I said sounded like something somebody else said, but when they said it, they meant it as a dig or a hurt or a cut down, or it led to a hurt or a cut down. And so she braces herself thinking I'm saying what they said, and I'm not. And so we have to have these conversations so that we actually know what to say and what not to say. When we say a particular thing and we see that other person, we need emotional intelligence to be able to read, oh, I see them shutting down, I see them backing up. That's when we can say, what did you hear me say? Only then will we know, wait, that's not what I intended for you to hear. I wanted you to hear, I love you, and I really, that's a beautiful dress or whatever, versus what you heard me say. So we need these conversations so that we can know an individual better. Now, listen, conflict in God's realm is supposed to lead to intimacy, into me, see. When I'm talking to my wife and I say something that she shuts down with, that is an opportunity for conflict. But that conflict, if handled correctly, leads to intimacy. I see into her something I didn't see before. I didn't know that word was going to create a hurt. I didn't know that phrase was going to lead to sorrow. But now that I do, I can change my verbiage. There are some things I just don't say to my wife anymore the way I used to say it because it created hurt. So I learned to say it another way. And listen, men, we need to learn how to say hard things a better way. My wife will say, just like all women do you like this dress? I could say, It might be the truth, but it wouldn't be the truth spoken in love. I could say it looks like a glorified burlap bag. That might be the truth, but that's not the truth in love, and that's going to create hurt. So my wife will ask me, do you like this dress? I will tell her, I like the blue dress better. So we go on for a little bit, and she's talking, and she says, well, do you like this dress? I like the blue dress better. Is it okay if I buy this dress? Absolutely. If you want that dress, buy it. But on the days we go out, wear the blue dress. It is a nice way of saying a hard thing. And we need to learn what those hard things are, what those hurtful things are, so that we can change our verbiage so that we don't continue to create harm. Here is the problem when you don't let your spouse know that something hurts you or something creates a problem for you. If my wife would have never said, this particular phrase hurts me, I would continue to say it. Not because I want to hurt her, I didn't know that it hurt her. But now that I know, I can change. I will not say that anymore. So giving good feedbacks allows for great communication because now we're actually hearing what the other person is saying. So here's the homework for everybody who's listening. I need you to listen better. First off, you be a better listener. Zip your lip a little more and listen a little more intently. And then I want you to feed back to that person what you heard them say. You'll be surprised that you think they're saying one thing when they're really trying to communicate another, and your communication will take another level up. So I'm going to say something, and I want to make sure you're hearing me well. When I have tough conversations, and I have a bunch of them because of my job, I will often ask, what did you hear me say? So that I know they heard what I was actually trying to communicate. And I communicate for a living, but it is amazing what people hear because of what is filtered through. And so when I get feedback, I realize I said for 50 minutes, it's white, it's white, it's white, it's white, only to have them tell me what they heard is, I knew it was black. And it's because their filter is taking the words that I've said and changing them. But because I now know they heard it's black, I can change my communication so that they hear what I actually need them to hear. So I want to tell you some good news. I'm very, very excited. I have 2 podcasts in the box. They're done. I'm very excited about it. Truly enjoyed having conversation with another individual. I'm going to talk, but it's much more fun when there's somebody to talk to and with. And so I'm going to get 15 or 20 of them podcasts put in the box, and then I'm going to begin to release the Lee Speaks podcast. But I'm looking forward to having that for people who love podcasts. I know that's a whole new genre for me, but it's an opportunity to reach a whole different group of individuals. So get ready, get excited, let your friends know. Not only do I have Lee Speaks on Facebook and YouTube now, but I'm going to have a Lee Speaks podcast before very long. It will be fun, it will be enjoyable, it will bless a lot of folks. Really excited about doing that. Also want to let you know, thank you for all of you who've gone to the leespeaks.com webpage and clicked to donate. Those who've donated one time, those who've donated monthly. I let people know I am not a 501c3. If you give money, it's like you were paying for your meal. But if I have fed you, if I have encouraged you, if I have helped you, I would encourage you to think about giving. It is part of the way we show value. We pay for our food because we consumed it. If I'm helping you, all I ask is for you to consider it. If you think this particular podcast, this particular FaceTime, sorry, I'm already there, see? If this particular FaceTime would help somebody you're connected to, would you click share, give me a thumbs up, and together you and I will change thousands of lives. I love you all so much. Let me say hi and bye to a few folks. Summer is a new one. Thank you, Summer, for listening. Angie is a new one. Thank you, Angie. Portia, Tabby, bless y'all so much. Tabby, you're such a blessing. Jack, Karen, Jimmy, bless y'all so much. Look forward to seeing you next week.